Hello, I'm Annabelle Smith, reporter for The Trade, and I'm delighted to be here presenting our coveted FinTech of the Year award in partnership with Instinet as part of our Leaders in Trading the Digital Experience, otherwise known as litdx. This year's FinTech Award is coming during market conditions unseen to most of us during our lifetimes. Technology has acted as a crutch and a lifeline for firms forced into isolation. As we turn to FinTech firms for help, firms had to find ways to conduct business as usual in far from usual circumstances. We think these 4 FinTechs rose to the challenge. Market data analytics provider Big XYT proved itself essential in an ever-evolving trading landscape, offering execution analytics via its TCA platform during market volatility in 2020, the likes of which many traders had never seen before.
Through the pandemic that we saw throughout the whole year, of course, the participants from exchanges, sell-side firms as well as buy-side firms, they have no or limited possibility to meet and share thoughts, build relationships, establish relationships, and also build trust. So the role of personal relationship is significantly lower than it was in the previous decades, and the impact of data analytics, the positive impact of data analytics, is stronger.
We saw record levels of volume and volatility, particularly in March, but really throughout the whole of 2020, driven by the pandemic. But you also had other macroeconomic factors, presidential election, Brexit, etc. And that really caused a unique set of variables that firms were having to manage. And I think what really the fintech providers such as ourselves could do in those scenarios is assist clients to rapidly respond to those, take on some of the responsibility, particularly where we're providing managed services or services rather than just software. Some of the responsibility for that actually falls on ourselves rather than our clients.
I think everybody was fully expecting markets to seize up and have major issues. And the fact that they didn't, I think, is largely related to the fact that a lot of technology has been put in place to make it possible for people to work really from anywhere in these kind of circumstances. And I think it stress tests the system way more than anyone could have ever imagined. But FinTech really proved that by building out these technologies and leveraging things like the cloud, that it was possible to deal with a situation where everybody was completely disrupted and really deal with it seamlessly.
There's endless stories of fintechs who rapidly signed new contracts with clients in 2020. I think that was a sign of people really adjusting to the pandemic, searching for those solutions. The underlying themes are, I think, just very consistent though. Strong movement around people trying to update their technology stacks, move into web technologies, employers thinking about their employees and giving them the best possible experience, obviously accelerated dramatically during the pandemic, and the fintechs were providers of a lot of solutions around that.
Well, we saw massive changes in operating models, daily workflows, big spikes in volume. We had sweeping regulatory change, government changes, all of which point to the need for digitalization, scale, nimbleness, efficiency and speed. I think fintech firms is a great opportunity for them, to be in that gap and ensure continuity and efficiency in what's really an unanticipated market environment. Instinet's roots go back over 5 decades as really the original fintech. Our founders introduced electronic trading in 1969 and challenged the status quo at that time. History's shown Instinet's founding goals of providing clients with access, connectivity, transparency and efficiency were really the start of an ongoing transformation. So I think it's only right that Instinet helps to recognise and support the firms that are breaking new ground now and seeking ways to transform the markets.
This newly segregated market meant that the work by voice trading communications specialists such as Cloud9 was paramount to connecting firms, even partnering with fellow fintech nominee OpenFin to deliver voice trading APIs to institutional traders.
You go on a trading floor, they have 4, 6, sometimes 8 monitors. They have a traditional big turret system next to them. So they have a lot of gear and a lot of capabilities that are sitting right there in front of them. And if they're working remote, especially if they're working from home, they just don't have that same setup. So access to those capabilities and then access to the people that they trade with on the desk are really the big challenges that they faced going into the pandemic and working from home.
I mean, there were no conferences, no live conferences happening last year. Everything was moved to virtual. So I think the value that everyone gets from face-to-face communication, across groups, that was missing.
From a trader perspective, we saw particularly in the options space on our automated trading platform, Metro, suddenly a much higher spike in demand. And that introduced its own challenges, being able to actually onboard traders to a new trading platform when they're working from home.
We had to, as an industry, manage the uncertainty resulting from the shifts across the economy, so across all verticals. We've seen sectors being completely changing in terms of price movements, value traded. Positive examples are, of course, is the technology sector, but travel was impacted significantly. So the whole structure of portfolios had to be reviewed continuously. And these dynamics obviously had a significant impact on trading costs as well, that had to be monitored carefully.
OpenFin is backed by the likes of JP Morgan, Barclays, HSBC and Standard Chartered. Its financial markets operating system aims to resolve operational challenges with system connectivity, arguably a solution that's proved itself crucial during 2020.
One clear topic was the goal of transitioning from 6 screens down to 2. How do people manage the workspace very effectively? I think our clients had really good awareness that we had a solution for that. We've always had an ability to save and restore different layouts and manage desktop workspace. But we also had other features that perhaps people weren't as aware of, which is things like consolidating different views into one single component, which proved incredibly important to further save workspace. The other element is, of course, application interoperability. So it became more powerful to have apps linked together so that you didn't always have to have one app on top. The apps and the workflow would seamlessly transition from app to app. Perhaps the app was not on top, but it could be invoked automatically and pre-populated with information or a search result or whatever it may be.
What we've really seen in terms of a shift, I think, is an acceleration in client adoption of those public cloud environments. And that's led us to take a more accelerated approach to deploy native cloud solutions. So actually allowing clients to access those services natively within a public cloud environment without any need for infrastructure, particularly on the market data space for our consolidated feed. We've seen an accelerated demand there. We continue to see more demand across asset and clients that are looking to access new markets or access new asset classes across their technology and their strategies. And we've certainly seen an increased demand for some of the cross-asset market access, which we launched Phoenix last year on our DMA platform, which assisted with that, and we've got a number of other fixed income and equity markets coming onto that platform, along with the existing derivatives markets this year as well.
At the end of the day, when we face dynamics like in 2020, the industry needs daily support from technology. That means that tape is not available, but we still have to deal with the challenges. So what we were focusing on, especially last year, is to provide a consolidated view that reflects all the dynamics in a reliable way. So the dynamics of the liquidity landscape.
All of our private wires that we've set up between Cloud9 users are virtual. Traditional private wires are actual wires, and ours are virtual. So if you and I have a line between each other, it doesn't matter if you're at home or I'm at home. As long as we're both on Cloud9, we can connect. So the good news is we didn't have to adapt that much from day one. We definitely had to, it was great for our business. So we increased scale significantly. So we had to make sure we could handle the increased user load. We built out a lot of focus around APIs and the ability to make data available to our clients. As more and more users came on, they wanted to be able to access that data directly.
I think in the innovation space, there's those who propel evolutionary changes, the creative upgrade or refinement of an existing process or service. But then there are the disruptors, for the better sense of the word, the people who really deliver an offering that changes the game and creates revolutionary change. These step changes, quantum leaps are really important moments in the markets, and that's one of the reasons we're so passionate around it.
At a time when firms were relying more heavily on the cloud, Velo was there to pick up the slack, deploying its Superfeed market data onto Amazon Web Services. At the same time, its direct market access platform was offering traders ultra-low latency access to major trading venues.
For us, cloud continues to be a focus. So expanding our initial deployment, which is in AWS in the US, we actually, as of this week, put out an announcement that we've expanded that into the EU region. We are agnostic when it comes to cloud providers. So we started with AWS and IPC last year. We're going to be working with Google and Azure to be able to bring those same services across all of the major public cloud providers, and then delivering the value add services on top of that, such as entitlement, so that clients can fully migrate and fully operate autonomously inside of those cloud environments. We'll continue to invest in the core performance and capabilities of our software, and expanding some of our core execution capabilities into additional asset classes. So continuing our fixed income investments, expanding that platform into more of the European and US equities markets, so that through a single API, clients really can access the full range of asset classes and regions that align with their trading strategy.
We will continue our journey. Tick Data Analytics is something that was exclusively available to only the largest players in the industry or highly specialized firms like market makers. Today we already see all exchanges, independent of their size, using our services. We see large sell-side clients and smaller brokers using our services, and a growing number of buy-side clients. So Tick Data Analytics is available to the whole industry. So we will make sure that we continue that strategy or journey. We will launch more analytics that will be useful in a broader range of use cases. And we will also make sure that we make more sophisticated analytics, for example, sub-millisecond granularity, available to the industry as well. By that, we ensure that everyone has access to the same level of information, and it's not exclusively available to a few players.
For the first time in 2021, users can see OpenFin visibly on their desktop with the first major release of our new notification center. This is going to allow users to take all of their internal application and third-party notifications and alerts and have them in one central, streamlined center. This notification center is really something that the whole industry can build and standardize around, similar to how people have collaborated and built on OpenFin OS at the core. The other element, of course, is the world of application interoperability. We've been talking about it for some time, and as the founder of the FTC3 standard, it's near and dear to our hearts.
People are used to working in the office. Traders are used to working in the office, and people have next to them. In the situation where they're working in a distributed fashion, they need better tools to be able to communicate, including things around presence. If you're on your typical chat tool like teams, who's online and who's not online. Those kind of capabilities are things we need to bring in. And then we're expanding out our APIs again to make it so we can integrate with tools like Teams, Zoom, etc. But also just to make our data more available. We're very proud of our audio quality. And so, for example, we're integrating with transcription tools to be able to take the audio and convert it into text, and then allow financial firms to use that text to do things around data science and understanding what their behavior of their traders are.
We at Internet are delighted to be partnering with the Trade News to present the litdx FinTech of the Year Award 2020. We have been a partner of these awards for the last 3 consecutive years. For 2020, which will forever be known as the year of the pandemic, we're especially proud to be vocal in our support for fintech firms. Innovative technology could not have been more vital to the efficiency of the markets. This past 12 months have given fintech firms a better opportunity than ever before to really demonstrate proof of concept, and we've seen them rise to the occasion.
We're incredibly proud as a whole team because it's the best recognition that you can get, recognition from the clients.
The people who use technology should be the ones who speak in terms of what is the best, right? So I believe in a democratic type vote and let the people who actually are on the front lines decide. And obviously we're thrilled to be nominated. It's I'm deep invested in the technology and we're very proud of it, but to see other people think it's good and making an impact in the market is great for us.
We're definitely delighted to be recognised as being part of the solution to common challenges. The client feedback's amazing, the support from the industry and award nominations like this are fantastic, so thank you.
It feels great. I think just to be nominated is a great recognition of, I think, the hard work that all of our staff and teams put in 2020, and to have that recognised is brilliant. The fact that it's industry-based, I think, is also excellent. So, we look forward to, I think they're all worthy nominees, so we just look forward to the results.
Finally, we're delighted to announce the winner of the FinTech of the Year 2020 award is OpenFin.